But now a pause for our second report. Three Men and a Little Lady is the inevitable sequel to Three Men and a Baby. Inevitable not because the first film was outstandingly good, but because it made a lot of money. Never mind the quality, count the box office takings. Anyway, the original three bachelors, Tom Selleck, Ted Danson and Steve Guttenberg, are back again, and Tom Brooks spoke to two of them in Los Angeles. The fact that he didn't talk to Steve Guttenberg is not because of any personal antipathy on Tom's part, but because Mr. Guttenberg happened to be appearing on stage in London at the time.
We are building an office for 12,000 people. You can't put a bathroom on every other floor. Well, what if they don't go before they come to work?
The new film picks up 5 years after the old. Baby Mary has grown into the little lady, still the centre of attention in her rather unconventional New York home with one mother and three bachelor fathers.
What a crock.
Hey, where did you hear that expression?
What a crock. What'd I do?
With Mary no longer a tiny infant, there's no room for baby jokes. Lullaby scenes have been replaced with bedtime rap songs.
Matt, Peter, and Jack, where you rabbit three dads doing the Mary rap. You're just a little lady and you need to go to sleep. Don't want to hear no job talking about something to eat. Break down.
Despite the appearance of domestic bliss, it becomes evident early on in the film that strains are developing within the household.
I think what it does is take the question, does this family unit, this extended family, really work? And the answer is no, you know. My character, it's his one shot at being a father. I think he realizes he could never be a father on his own. He could never be in a committed relationship on his own. So he desperately wants to hold on, as they all do, to the family unit, but it's not really working. You know, it's 5 years later, she's going to school, she's being teased by kids.
The bottom line is Mary needs a more normal environment. She's very confused right now, and to be honest, so am I.
There's an added twist of romance in the new film, a love story that unfolds between Mary's mother, Sylvia, and the rather emotionally repressed character played by Tom Selleck.
He's about as emotionally constipated as anybody could get and doesn't realize it at all. He appears very together and very much able to handle things, but he has stifled every true emotion he's got except for the love of this child. And he is so stimulated and attracted by this woman, Sylvia, the mother, and yet in his mind she is the mother of his best friend's child, so he is so consumed with guilt.
Good to see you, Peter.
Mary's mother throws a spanner in the works by deciding to marry an outsider, a pretentious British stage director, and moving with Mary to live in Britain. A mad caper ensues as the three men travel across the Atlantic to reclaim Mary and her mother from the clutches of England. Although Three Men and a Little Lady hasn't performed as well as the original film at the American box office, it is nonetheless quite enjoyable to watch. But it isn't in any sense a profound work. Indeed, it's the kind of film that's instantly forgettable. Just a few hours after seeing it, it's hard to remember exactly what went on. But what does stay with you are one or two powerful performances. Irish actress Fiona Shaw is quite remarkable, playing a spinster headmistress smouldering with desire.
Not so splendid as your mighty erections, I imagine.
The British characters in the film, played by a talented group of actors, come over mostly as well-meaning, eccentric twits.
I'm starting a wave.
Somebody asked if we were bashing the British, and I hope not. My wife doesn't think so, and she's British. She had fun with it. And so did the actors, and that was a good key for us. They really attacked these roles.
I don't feel in danger of insulting England by these characterizations. Plus, they're by really good English actors.
Although Three Men and a Little Lady does contain some entertaining moments, it has all the hallmarks of a money-making sequel, particularly one that tries to trade on the goodwill generated by the original.
Oh, my God!
We're talking about a product here, not a film. And what's amazing about it to me is that Tom Selleck can manage to still get charm into a film like this. I've never really seen Tom Selleck work on screen, but in these two movies, he works best.
I have tried, since Magnum was over, to express a little more what my appetites are as an actor. And I've mixed films up pretty good. I did An Innocent Man, which was quite serious, and then I did a Western, Quigley Down Under, which just was out, and is out, and in this film. So I don't know whether you can ever find a role that where you can show your total range as an actor, but I'll continue to look, I think, for different things.
Do you feel under pressure at all to do certain roles before you become too old?
Well, actually, I don't feel a pressure saying, well, how much longer can I be a leading man? Because I don't only want to do leading man roles. I'd love to be considered for some smaller parts and some character parts and some heavies, and I'd like that perception to change. I'm not an actor who's just looking for vehicles to star in, and I hope people in the industry will think of me for other parts.
Tom Selleck and his co-stars appear to have fun making Three Men and a Little Lady. But whether they'll be reuniting for another cinematic outing when Little Lady finally comes of age depends on whether or not the new film develops greater momentum at the box office.
Well, that film opens here in February, and if it too makes money, what next? Three Men and a Teenager, no doubt. The emptiness rules, okay?